and gentlemen, and welcome back to City Skylines, Mass Transit, and the trains scenario. Welcome back, of course, for the last time to the beautiful city of Trainsville, where things are going pretty well. As always, things are going pretty well, aside from the death wave that we've currently got going on. But, aside from that, things are going well. And obviously today is going to be the final episode, like I said, because we are going to hit our goal, basically. If we look in here, we are very close to 200,000 people, but we're not going to hit it yet. We're not going to hit it yet because I need to go ahead and tear out a whole bunch of this road, because today I actually kind of want to experiment a little bit with something called a double diamond or double crossover intersection. So I'm going to go ahead and just move this bus line about a little bit because I do need to do so. I need to move off these roads, and I do need to go in as well, and I need to tear out all of this zoning. So all of that needs to go, and these roads all need to go as well, because the point of a double diamond intersection is to make it easier for traffic to move, basically. That's kind of the gist of it. It's supposed to be a way to get your traffic to move a little bit better. And it's something I've wanted to try in City Skylines for actually a really long time. I've had the idea for it for a really long time. I've seen a lot of videos on double diamond intersections all over YouTube, really. So I'm definitely keen to give this a shot. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to build these bridges first, these crossover points, because I need to go to this spot right here, and I need to do this so that we basically create the crossover point. And my throat just decided to have a moment where it doubted itself there. That was great. So that goes there, I believe, and all of that needs to be turned into one-way roads. So it loops around like this, which is absolutely wrong, actually. We need to flip it to go the other way, I think. Yeah, that's right. Because then what we do is we bring this one-way road in. Now, obviously, we have right-hand drive traffic here. Now, the point of a double diamond intersection, part of the point of it is that it moves traffic across to the other side of the road. Now, if I turn on road guidelines again, I can actually line this up perfectly, just like so. And what we do, and what you'll notice, is right-hand drive traffic, or the traffic on the right here, comes in and then crosses to the left side and then crosses back over to the right side. And that's pretty much the point. That's kind of what's going on here. So if we line this all up, as you can see, the traffic comes through, goes across, and then goes back across. The only place where there's going to be traffic lights in here is this spot and this spot. And the reason for that is that all of the on and off ramps are in places where they don't necessarily need to have traffic lights. Now, this is a little bit different to how I tested the double diamond intersection, because when I tested this, I tested it in a different orientation. I tested it going up and down rather than left to right, but I figured we'd do it a little bit differently for the video itself. And yes, I did test it because I felt that was a good idea. So what we need to do here is we need to come out like this. Now, we could go to there. That's the point where both of these roads seem to intersect each other, which is not a bad idea, because this right here is basically what we do. We create a system where traffic can flow the whole way across, or it can flow out like this, and that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but that's a huge section of road, and that's a little bit unnecessary. So I'd much rather do something like, let's see, I think it goes from there to, I think that's about the right size. It's a little bit bigger. Hold on, can we get this to be an actual diamond here? Yeah, that's perfect. So what we do with that is basically right-hand drive traffic comes in and goes left or right. If it goes left, it can stay on the same road and go straight on. If it goes right, it goes, well, right. So those two bits of traffic come in like that and go to the right. And just like that, we have a way for traffic to come off the highway without too much of an issue. So there we go. That's the first well, that's sort of a diamond way to do things there. It's a bit complicated. It's not the easiest thing for me to figure out. I'm definitely struggling with this whole thing myself, but I've had a lot of fun testing this, to be honest. So there's our second diamond, and what we do is, again, just that. So this is going to be an on-ramp, basically. So you come on here and you can go left or you can go right. And that's, I believe, yeah, that's going to let you go onto the highway or sort of go into this part of the city. That's kind of how this works. It's not quite supposed to be used in this kind of application. I'm using it in a way that is a little different to how it was intended to be used, but it's still a really cool road, so I don't mind too much, I'll be honest. It's still a really cool looking road. So what we need to do is we need to line all of this up. So that goes across there, just so we can measure that and keep it even, and flip that around. And this is going to go over to that spot and in, and there we go. So that is pretty much what it's going to look like. At this point, we just need to figure out how it's going to connect to everything. So it looks to me like I'm going to need to take out a bunch more zoning here, which is totally fine. We can add all this back in later. So take out all that zoning. I'm going to take out these roads as well, just since those are ever so slightly in the way. And I'll bulldoze all the buildings myself just so I can get on with this a little bit quicker. Obviously going to need to move this incineration plant too. That's not going to be a problem. So take all of those out. Move the incineration plant to up there, I guess. We'll turn this one around as well. And what we need to do is basically connect this whole thing to these roads down here. Now, this isn't going to be perfect. This isn't going to be the prettiest thing in the world, but I've got a pretty good feeling about it. So I'm thinking that from here we go $900 is going to be the price, and down like that so we can get the marker. And we'll go across there just so we know where we're going to. And from here we want to go $900 as well. Hold on a minute. Did I do a one-way road there? I don't know. I do want the $900 mark to there, just like so, and across. And that's basically what we're aiming for. So we're going to be aiming for those spots. And if we just go with diagonal roads, again, not the most pretty, but kind of does the job. So something like that should work once we get the traffic lights in and once we change up the lanes a little bit, because we haven't quite got this exactly the way it needs to be. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have a, let's see, we're going to have a 3-lane highway coming in here. Now we're going to need to move the incineration plants a little bit, which isn't a problem. Just move those over by a tile there. Turn this into a 3-lane highway. And that one into a 3-lane highway as well. And then we turn this into 1 lane and that into 1 lane. And we turn that into 1 lane and that into 1 lane. Then we turn that and that into 1 lane, and that into 1 lane. So at this point, what we do is we have these middle roads become 3-lane highways. And then these roads become 2-lane highways, like so. And then we can go ahead and turn these into 2-lane highways as well as these roads too. So at that point, we have everything splitting off in exactly the way it needs to split off. This bit here should probably be 3 lanes, turning into 2 lanes a little bit later down the line. Unless we really wanted to... Well, maybe we just do, 3 lanes the whole way. Just to make it a little bit easier. So that'll be fine. But what we do is we go into Traffic President. We turn on traffic lights there, which apparently doesn't want to work. That's possibly a problem. Yeah, that's maybe going to be a problem. Although traffic lights are apparently on. Interesting. Let's do the lane management first. So these guys can go straight on and only straight on. And these guys are exactly the same. So there's no U-turning here. You cross over the other lane of traffic in 2 places, and that is it. That's the way this works, and if this works properly, I should have an interesting scheme for managing my traffic here. So we'll do that kind of thing. We'll see what happens. Definitely seems to me like traffic lights aren't currently on, though. I'm definitely getting that vibe, which is particularly bad because we do need traffic lights to be switched on currently. But I mean, it's kind of working even without the traffic lights, except for this bit, but that's to be expected. Yeah, that's really odd that I can't seem to turn traffic lights on there. That's really, really strange. I'm not pleased about that. Really, really not pleased about that, because we do kind of need them. They are ever so slightly essential to this intersection, because they kind of stop it from being a complete disaster, because traffic's literally crossing over each other there, and yeah. That's a problem. That is a pretty big problem that traffic is doing what it's doing there. I can't say I'm too pleased about that. But I don't think there's anything I can do. It doesn't seem to want to let me turn traffic lights on. Even Road Anarchy doesn't let me do it. It's possible that if I was to downgrade the roads, perhaps... Oh, that's not quite what I wanted. Perhaps if I downgrade the roads, we can throw some traffic lights in there, turn that back into the thingy lane one. Turn that into the correct type of road and turn this into the type of road it needs to be. Did that work? Yeah, that gave me traffic lights. Okay, so those middle roads are just going to have to be like that. That's actually okay, though. So traffic lights are on there, which is good, and on there as well, which is good. Okay, now all we need to do is set the speed limits, which I'm thinking is going to be... I'm going to say 60 on all of these bits. Just because I really don't think there's any need to be going above 60 in this kind of intersection, especially considering the kind of intersection that it happens to be. These side roads can actually drop down to 50. Just like so. And these bits up here can still stay 60. So that should give us a reasonable amount of control. Because what should happen is the traffic here now stops as that traffic cuts across, and the traffic here, yeah. So that right there is what it needs to be. That's how it needs to flow. And it definitely seems like it is kind of working. Obviously, traffic's backing up a little bit, but that's kind of cool. That's kind of what I was going for. I wanted this kind of intersection in here. And I do like it, even though it is a bit weird. I do think it's also a bit cool looking. So at this point, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and throw the zoning back in around this thing so that it doesn't look like it's just, you know, in the middle of nowhere. So let's bring all these roads right down like so. And let me turn off road guidelines real quick and turn off anarchy as well. And I want to build up to... Can I go straight? Oh, I can go straight under. That's perfect. I can also go under there. Okay, so we're going to be able to fill up that area with a bunch of zoning. Gonna move the incineration plants into here if possible. I'll put one there, and I'll put one over there, just to get those out of the way a little bit. We can move this fire station into that spot, I suppose. And yeah, that's actually, hopefully, gonna do some good for us. I really do hope this thing works out. Because if it doesn't, then it was a complete waste of time. But I mean, it looks cool. So that's, you know, a bonus. Anyway, let's go ahead and throw the zoning in here at this point to fill up around the new intersection. Probably don't want zoning in there, though, so we'll just do that. I do like it. I really do. Obviously, some traffic's having some problems, but it is what it is. It's, yeah, it is what it is. Let's go ahead then and just change up a couple more of these roads real quick. I want to change that to be one lane and that to be one lane. Same with these ones as well. Because then these middle roads in here can be changed, well, downgraded to one lane roads as well. So the traffic's going to flow a little bit better on the underside there. Yeah, that's probably going to make more sense, because then one lane's returning right, one lane's going straight on, same over here, and etc., etc. Oh, now this is a problem. Yeah, traffic does get tailed back a little bit in these intersections, and the reason usually is to do with the traffic coming off the underpass, or the underpass, whatever it's called. Basically, traffic backs up a lot. I might want to go in and set up a priority sign here to say you get priority and you guys give way. And then similar over here where you get priority and you guys give way. So the traffic moving across from this bit of highway gets priority over the traffic coming from the left there. Which I think makes sense. I definitely think that makes sense. I'm also thinking it might not be the worst idea in the world to go in and say that you can go there and there. And you can go straight across. Then you can go there and there. And we'll see if that works. So again, you go there, and you go straight across, and you go there and middle lane. And that should be fine. That'll hopefully just help the traffic a little bit. I'm definitely hopeful. But we will, interesting that the traffic is moving in the way it's moving there. That is not right at all. So you're supposed to go left only, then you go there and there. That's going to be causing some problems. And then you go left only, and you go there and there. So again, hopefully that's going to incentivize the traffic to move in a way that makes sense. Although this is still tailing. You know what? I don't really mind that that's tailing back. This is a cool looking intersection. I really like it. But now that that's done, something I do want to do is I want to move all my power plants a little bit, because we have been having issues with resources and supplies getting to the power plants. So what I'm thinking is that I might go ahead and just move all of my power plants out of the area they're currently in and up to here. Because that kind of makes sense to me. You know, it kind of makes sense that I'd move all my oil power plants to the oil field, you know? So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a bit of terrain adjustment here as well, just to actually have the space to put the power plants in. So just raise that up a little bit. And then the power plants, if I just bulldoze all of these buildings, we can just throw a shed load of power plants, just, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll do 5 oil power plants there. And we can bulldoze the 5 that we have here. I'm going to be honest, the 5 that I just placed, that was a total guess. But a pretty good guess at that, so I'll take it. And we'll fill up all of that with some zoning. So that means we're going to have power. It also means that the trucks needed to provide oil to these things are going to be able to get to them so much easier. Which is a pretty big deal. They just have to take these roads here, and this road's never clogged up, so it should be much easier to provide power to everybody in the city. Which I'm looking forward to. And of course, this thing's now backing up like crazy, which, I'll be honest, I'm not too happy about, but it is what it is. It absolutely is what it is. Let's go ahead and reconnect everything then. Since we're not done with the new intersection. We can go ahead and raise this up a little bit, I think. Yeah. Now, obviously, this isn't going to be the prettiest looking having the power lines go down through the middle of this. But I like it as a general look. I like having the power lines through here. So we'll do that. We have the power lines going where they need to go. Meaning we can get rid of this one just over here. Hey! Oh, look at that. We got 210 instances of train tracks and 200,000 people moved via train. Not bad. I'm very happy with that. Now, before we get towards wrapping things up, I do want to figure this out, because this is having issues. This is absolutely having some issues, because this traffic isn't good. This right here is exactly the opposite of what this intersection's supposed to do. Whoa, I just saw someone oh, they're U-turning. I totally forgot to set up the intersections in here, didn't I? You go there, and you go there. I totally forgot I installed the UK-style police cars. That was a while ago. I've apparently had UK-style police cars in City Skylines for... Yeah. All right. Absolutely forgot that was a thing. But let's go ahead and connect these up properly and see if that maybe fixes the intersection a little bit. I'm definitely hoping, because it really shouldn't have been doing what it was doing there. That's definitely not a good thing. Actually, you know what? It does look like traffic is... You know what? I'm going to call that intersection... Ooh, wow. Traffic's having trouble moving through there as well. I'm going to call it a success, though, because it... I mean, it looks awesome, so I've got that going for me, right? That's all I need. That's all I need, is this thing to look cool. That's the goal, right? That was the whole point of the scenario, was to build a double diamond intersection that barely works and think it looks cool. Yeah. I'll take it. 766 people moved last week. In total, currently sitting, 200,000 people. It's not going to give me the exact number, which is kind of unfortunate, actually. I would love to know the exact number of people that we've moved via train, but oh well. We'll not stress too much about it. Oh man, I'm so happy with this. I really am. I'm so pleased. And that thing looks cool from above. That thing does look cool from above, so I've got that going for me too. Have I done this wrong? No, I haven't done it wrong, have I? I'm just looking at it. So this whole time I've been building it, on my second screen, or one of my other screens, I've had a picture up of a double diamond interchange. And I'm looking at it, and I'm just trying to figure out, I'm just trying to make sure I've done it properly. And I think I have. I'm pretty sure I have. It's fine. It's fine. It's more or less working. It's a tricky thing to build, especially since I'm trying to build it, relatively quickly. But it'll do the job. I will say I'm slightly disappointed that all of the traffic through the city has pretty much come to a standstill these last couple of episodes, but at the same time, I'm so happy with how this thing turned out. I know it wasn't built aesthetically, but I love these roads that we've done and all that stuff. That can totally be bulldozed there. I really do love those roads and the way they turned out. And the fact that they did work for a while is also pretty cool to me. Big fan of the fact that they actually worked out for a period of time. Also a big fan of the fact that we managed to get the train line up and down through the middle of the city. I think that looks quite neat. I really do think that looks pretty neat. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's gonna be it. I wanted to throw the double diamond intersection in here as a little project for this episode, just so that we could have something to work on. And I'm going to be completely honest and completely transparent. I actually intentionally re-recorded this episode. I'm recording this episode on the day that it goes out, which, considering I'm due to be super busy for the next couple of weeks, is not necessarily a good idea. But the episode that I had planned to go out, to me, wasn't great. It was very, very passive because I was just sitting around waiting for the thing to go, hey, you won the scenario. So I wanted to re-record it and actually have a bit of a purpose, have a little bit of a project with this intersection. So hopefully you didn't mind that we turned it into a bit of a project with this thing, and hopefully, maybe you're going to be interested in trying out this kind of intersection yourself. If you're interested in how it actually works, there are videos all over YouTube about double diamond intersections. I'd highly recommend looking it up because it is actually a really interesting thing. It's a really cool piece of engineering, so definitely worth having a look at. I've probably done something wrong with it, but I had fun. So with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for the trains scenario, and that's going to be it for City Skylines for about a week. We'll come back after about a week with either a new scenario or a new Let's Play. I haven't quite decided yet. I know a lot of you left your feedback in the previous episode, so you could go ahead and leave it again. If you see someone with an idea that you really like in the comments, go ahead and leave a thumbs up on that so that the best ideas get pushed to the top of the comment section. I'm currently torn between doing another scenario. I'm thinking of the fix the traffic scenario because it's ironic that I would be fixing traffic in anything. But I'm also slightly contemplating a very, very slow Let's Play with an aesthetic focus. I think I mentioned the fact that I wanted to do one of those a while ago, so maybe we finally get around to doing a real-time, aesthetically focused Let's Play where we build a city very, very slowly, purely for the looks. Maybe. Either way, thank you kindly for watching. This has been City Skylines Mass Transit in the Trains scenario. It has been an absolute pleasure, and as always, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you next time. Bye-bye!